The most dangerous individual in any confrontation isn't the loudest or strongest, it's the calmest. Miyamoto Musashi understood this paradox and developed a systematic approach to mastering emotional control, rendering his opponents powerless. This method enabled him to win 60 consecutive duels to the death. His four-step framework for maintaining composure applies to any modern conflict, starting with a principle most people overlook: emotional distance. When someone shouts at you or challenges you, your body reacts instantly. Stress hormones surge, your heart races, muscles tense, and your mind narrows. This is the trap that ensnares most people in moments of conflict. Musashi discovered that victory wasn't about superior swordsmanship, but about stepping outside this emotional storm. In his writings, he described observing confrontations from a detached perspective, as if watching clouds drift by, calmly witnessing the storm rather than becoming it. Reflect on the last time someone made you furious. In that moment, you became your anger. Your words, actions, and thoughts were driven by raw emotion, not your true intentions. This is precisely what Musashi's opponents did. They became consumed by their anger, fear, or pride. Emotional distance means creating space between what happens and how you respond. When insulted, instead of snapping back, acknowledge the emotion rising within. I am feeling anger now, not I am angry. This subtle shift changes everything. Musashi practiced this by facing increasingly dangerous situations while staying anchored in this mental state. In his most famous duel against Sasaki Kojiro, Musashi deliberately arrived late, provoking Kojiro's frustration. Kojiro became his own anger, while Musashi remained separate, seeing the fight with clarity. To cultivate this skill, start with a simple practice. When strong emotions arise, even in minor conflicts, say, I notice I'm feeling anger. This creates a tiny space between you and your emotion, and with practice, that space grows. Modern research confirms Musashi's insight. Brain scans show that naming emotions activates the prefrontal cortex, the brain's rational thinking area, which calms the emotional centers. This is why therapists teach patients to label emotions during stress. But emotional distance alone isn't enough. Once you've created this space, you need to anticipate what's coming next. This brings us to Musashi's second principle: anticipatory awareness. Musashi called this foresight, an ability to sense what's coming before it happens. In his legendary text, The Book of Five Rings, he wrote about knowing an opponent's moves before they did. This isn't mind reading, it's pattern recognition. When people are angry, their responses become predictable. When threatened, options narrow to a few likely reactions. Musashi studied these patterns obsessively, much like a chess master who sees 5 moves ahead. Our bodies react differently to sudden versus anticipated stress. When caught off guard, your body floods with stress hormones, triggering the fight or flight response. But when you anticipate a challenge, your brain releases smaller, controlled doses of stress hormones, sharpening focus without clouding judgment. In his most challenging duels, Musashi studied opponents meticulously, learning their techniques, temperament, and response under pressure. Before facing Kojiro, he carved a wooden sword longer than Kojiro's, gaining a slight reach advantage. You can practice this awareness with 3 simple questions before any difficult conversation. What's this person's likely emotional state? What do they truly want? What are the 3 most probable reactions they might have? This exercise helps your brain recognize patterns, making confrontations predictable and manageable. Experienced FBI hostage negotiators use similar techniques, profiling individuals and predicting responses to navigate high-stakes negotiations with precision. Even with emotional distance and anticipation, Musashi realized a third element was essential: strategic breathing. Throughout his writings, he emphasized breath control for mental clarity in combat. Fear and anger disrupt breathing, making it rapid and shallow. Musashi taught that mastering breath meant mastering the mind. His training involved breathing exercises during sword techniques, deliberate, measured breaths to maintain composure. When stressed, your breath becomes fast and shallow, triggering the sympathetic nervous system, the body's fight or flight mode. Slow, deep breathing, however, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, inducing a state of calm. Musashi used a specific breathing pattern, inhaling through the nose for 4 counts, pausing briefly, then exhaling through the mouth for 6 counts. You can use this method in tense situations, meetings, arguments, or difficult conversations. Even one cycle brings noticeable calm. Emotional distance creates space. Anticipatory awareness offers foresight. Strategic breathing grants physiological calm. But Musashi's final principle ties it all together: purposeful action. In the Book of 5 Rings, he stressed the importance of fighting with a clear objective rather than from anger or fear. His movements were guided by a purpose beyond the immediate exchange. A focused objective changes confrontations. When driven by emotion, you play by your opponent's rules. When guided by purpose, you steer the interaction. Arguments often derail because people forget their true goals, attacking each other instead of solving the problem. Before a confrontation, define your objective in one clear sentence. Ask yourself, what outcome truly serves my long-term goals? During the conflict, silently repeat this objective to yourself. It becomes an anchor, keeping you on course. Purposeful action means your emotions serve your goals rather than control you. This approach aligns with the Buddhist concept of non-attachment and the Taoist principle of Wu Wei, effortless action. Emotional distance embodies non-attachment. Anticipatory awareness transcends the present. Strategic breathing grounds you, and purposeful action channels your energy. This method remains profoundly relevant today. We face endless confrontations, social media outrage, political polarization, personal conflicts. Yet, as confrontations multiply, emotional control becomes a rare skill. Those who master it access clarity others can't imagine. They navigate life with precision, choosing which battles truly matter. Musashi's system is not just about winning duels, it's about mastering oneself. The truly powerful person isn't the one who wins every confrontation, but the one who only engages in battles worth fighting. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything, and leave a comment down below. Your support means a lot to me and gives me the motivation to keep creating content like this for you.